So I've never recorded in public before, so I'm kind of nervous. So this may or may not be a video. If you're seeing this, it is. If you're not, then it's not. So, but I'm gonna go grocery shopping and do like a little grocery haul. I may or may not show in the grocery store, and then I may show just what I get when I get home. I don't know yet, so stay tuned. Got back from the grocery store. I'm going to put my stuff away, and I thought I would do just a quick little to show you where everything goes in the house. So yeah, here goes the time lapse. So the next time that I go to the grocery store, I will do better with my recording because obviously you can't see what I purchased. So I will do better next time. I apologize for that. The girl's having a meltdown because I put some things away. Hey, you don't need a cheese. You want another one of your donuts? So I only bought these donuts because she was hungry in the grocery store and I needed to give her something to eat. So yeah. Shoot, girl, did you poop? Yeah, there you go. Okay, I just put the groceries away real quick. Oh, my doctor's appointment is probably like in 15 minutes now. I was gonna show y'all. So I get this. I get like one container of this a month. Maybe a month and a half. My son's obsessed with chocolate milk. Like literally has to have it every morning like coffee. So I just take one of these, like I get a set of 3 of them, and just to make it look prettier instead of having it in like this big old tub all the time, and it keeps me from having to get this big old tub out. I just put it in here because I literally have to make him chocolate milk every morning before he'll wake up. So yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'm gonna show y'all what I do in my pantry for organization. So for the longest time, this cabinet in here, like I've got this big cabinet behind me, it had this big sliding door across it. It just was super like annoying to try to get open and closed. Every time I come in here to try to get anything out of here, it was hard to get it open. I couldn't put certain things in here, like if it was too far out, which I can push those in a little. Then I couldn't close the door. It was just a total pain. So I decided to take the cabinet door off. But what I was gonna show y'all is in here, I get stuff like this. I got 2 boxes because they were 2 for $6 today at the grocery store. These, like both boxes of these will probably last us a solid month or more. My kids would rather have fruit than this kind of stuff, but it is nice to have a little treat for them every once in a while. And sometimes my son will ask for cakes. So when he wants cakes, he gets things like this. So I just take these, and I bought these buckets at the Dollar Tree. They were $1 a piece. I have all the lids for them. They're the A, base A and lid A. But I don't use the lids. I just have them put up in case one day I might want to use them. But I just get these and I dump them all out in there because I would rather, like, I just like the way this looks, and it's easier for the kids to come in here and get kids. Ryder's the only one that can get it. But I like the way that looks versus having like all these boxes like opened and ripped and torn and hang. Like, to me, that just looks, I don't like it. So I would rather do this. And then I throw the boxes away, and that's how it will go in the cabinet. That just looks neater to me for whatever reason. Some people like it, some people don't, I guess. And I have all the little stacks and little boxes like that. And this is what that looks like. These are the ones that I just put in there. So my son can just come in and grab whatever he wants. And then all the stuff that I use is up here. So yeah. All right, guys, this is a different day, but I am going to be cooking one of my husband's favorite meals, if not his all-time favorite meal. This is something that I found a recipe for years ago, and I've kind of altered it and made it my own. It also sneaks some greens in for the kiddos so that they're getting something that they don't normally eat. The only seasonings that I use in the whole thing is garlic, salt, and parsley. Sometimes I'll use garlic powder if I don't have garlic salt. If I do sub garlic powder for garlic salt, then I'll put in some seasoning salt also. And occasionally I'll put in some black pepper, but it's not a must. You need the big jug of heavy whipping cream. I will use most, if not all of this, depending on the thickness of my sauce. Also, if you're making a bigger serving size, you will need a bigger container of heavy whipping cream. You will need quite a bit of Parmesan cheese. This is 2 6-ounce bags. I will probably use 1.5 of these. At our Ingles where I shop, I get the Laura Lynn brand, which is the store brand, and they don't make the 16-ounce bag in Parmesan cheese, so I have to get 2 6-ounce bags. But the mozzarella cheese that I use does come in a 16-ounce bag, so I get the big bag of it. We also always use shredded cheese, so it's not like it's going to go waste here. I just get, again, the Laura Lynn store brand fettuccine noodles. Really, I just realized that I had half a box of whole wheat spaghetti noodles left. I could have used those. It doesn't really matter what kind of noodles. We do prefer longer noodles versus like penne or rigatoni or something like that. So I like those. The original recipe called for chicken breast, and you were supposed to cook the chicken breast and then you make the sauce and the noodles, and then that all goes on top of the chicken breast. But I rather use chicken breast tenderloins. I take the little, I guess it's the tendon, I take it out, and then I will cook these and then cut them up into like little cubes. You can use real bacon. The recipe originally called for real bacon, and then you were supposed to cook everything in the bacon grease, but I use fully cooked bacon because I hate cooking bacon. Like, it is the thing that I hate cooking more than anything in the world. I hate the mess that it makes. I hate cooking bacon, so I use this and pop it in the microwave. And then the last thing that you'll use is baby spinach. You can use regular spinach, you can use baby spinach. I just use this and chop it up pretty finely. So now I will start seasoning the chicken and taking the tendons out, and I will time lapse that. So I did already have my pan preheating with olive oil in it. I just did enough to coat the pan, and I turned it on medium heat. This is about how much seasoning I have on my chicken. Not too much, but just enough. I'm a very firm believer in not measuring things, just kind of going with what you feel and taste. So I'm going to put this in the pan. All right, I have turned that on high and covered it. So we're going to let that kind of do its thing. It'll cook for, I guess, 10 minutes or so until the chicken's cooked thoroughly. I don't like to dry my chicken out, so it's still going to be pretty juicy when it's finished with just the light sear on the outside of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut up my spinach and get my bacon in the microwave, and I will get back with you after I do that. Honestly, I probably know that I will get a ton of hate for using boxed bacon, but in all honesty, I try to find every shortcut that I possibly can, especially for these multiple step meals that my husband seems to love but doesn't really know how many steps go into making them. I love making him happy when it comes to what I cook for him, and I always want to make the best meals possible for my family, but sometimes the smallest shortcuts make the most sense. So the first time that I made this recipe, it literally took me like an hour and a half just to cook it. Now I've gotten it down to the science, and I know exactly what to do when. So I think that's the important thing when you find recipes that you really like and that your family really likes, is perfecting them. It's going to take you a couple times making a new recipe to really get it down pat. But by the third or fourth time that I did this, I had it down to where it's from an hour and a half to like 20-30 minutes tops. So right now I've got my chicken finishing. I've already flipped it once, as you saw. I've got my bacon in the microwave. My spinach is ready to add to my sauce. Once my chicken gets finished, I will take it out, let it be cooling, and that's when I will start my sauce. I actually ended up using like I normally do, the whole box of bacon. And once it comes out of the microwave, I will also let it cool, and then I will dice it up to be able to add to the sauce. Another thing that I forgot to mention about this meal that makes it so amazing, it is a one-pan meal. Normally I have paper plates in my house. Since we just come back from vacation, I don't, but normally all of my slicing and dicing takes place on paper plates. Today I'm having to use my actual bowls, which, by the way, the bowls and the plates that I have were $1 a piece at Walmart, and they are great for kids because they're all plastic. I have plates and bowls and cups that all look exactly the same. So I prefer to use these instead of my nice fancy Pioneer Woman dishes because my children like to break those. But yeah, so everything gets cooked in one pan. Everything else gets sliced and diced on different things. I have my Shameless 97-cent cutting board that I just wash in between. I washed it after the chicken, and then I'll just slice my cooked chicken, my spinach, and my bacon all on the same one. If I do feel a need, I can flip it, but spinach, bacon, cooked chicken, all of that can go on the same side. No big deal. And in 2 minutes, my bacon is cooked, and it looks amazing. It looks just like pan-cooked bacon, and it tastes just as good also. So, no shame in my game. So here's just a funny story to add to this. So a while back, we kept having issues with our trash cans. Our dog would get into it and pull all the trash out while we were gone or while we were sleeping, and we just got absolutely fed up. So we tried a trash can with the lid, and it just kept, like, one of the ones that had the pedal to where you could, like, pop it open. And for whatever reason, I don't really know why, it kept breaking. The lid wouldn't stay on, the hinges would come unhooked, and I was fed up. I threw the lid out in the yard, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I can't do this. I can't handle it. So me and my husband go to Walmart one day, and we end up with this $100 beautiful trash can. You might ask why the trash can was $100, and I will show you. It's an automatic trash can. That sounds excessive, but now I don't know what I would do without it. So splurge in the little things on life, because if you can, you'll enjoy it forever, I promise. They're great. Chicken's done cooking, and at this time I'm going to start boiling my water for my noodles. Always when you are cooking any kind of pasta, even if it's Kraft macaroni and cheese, add salt and olive oil to your water. It'll keep your noodles from sticking. Just a little pro tip. So I'm not going to turn my pan off. My chicken's done cooking. I'm going to turn it down to medium, and I'm going to go ahead and remove my chicken. Once I remove my chicken, I will go ahead and start cooking my sauce. Okay guys, now your pan is going to look like this. It's going to have the leftover sear from your chicken, which is perfectly fine. It's just going to add some flavor to your sauce, so no worries about scrubbing your pan before you add in your heavy whipping cream. So now we're going to do that. So, funny story, my aunt grabs at me all the time because I will cook a recipe and she will want the recipe, but I can't give it to her because I don't measure anything. So today, I'm going to do my absolute best to measure things for you, so that you kind of know where to go. I'm going to start with about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream to start with, which is about 2/4, 1/2. Can y'all tell I don't measure anything since I said 2/4 instead of 1/2? Yeah. Half of this container. Just throw that in there. I'm going to keep my measuring cup out because I will probably add some more, and you might want to know how much. After that, I just throw in some parsley. Honestly, really don't think parsley adds much flavor, but it makes it look pretty. If it adds flavor, please correct me. I don't think that it does. So we're just going to Paula Deen it. You know what I mean? Just make it look like I know what I'm doing. And then garlic. Like I said, we already have garlic on our chicken. You don't want to add too much, but I normally, my rule is just put a nice coating over the top. And then you can always add more. So, yeah. And this is what it looks like now with our nice coating of garlic and parsley. Now we're going to let this warm up for a minute. It doesn't have to be boiling or anything like that. I more or less just want to knock the chill from the fridge off of the whipping cream. Kind of scrape up some of that stuff in the bottom. just so that my cheese doesn't stick too bad. And once that starts kind of getting warm and I see it start steaming a little bit, I know that it's time to add 1 whole 6-ounce bag of Parmesan. Couldn't do that twice. 1 whole bag of 6-ounce Parmesan cheese. Okay, now we're gonna turn the heat back up a little bit. I turned it up to medium-high, and that's just gonna give the cheese a chance to melt quicker. We don't want it to stick to the pan. Something else that I noticed when I first cooked this recipe is that it was like, leave it on medium, leave your heat on medium. Crank that baby up to high, because we all know that you've got crying babies and they're ready to eat. With this, you do want to stir it kind of consistently, because you don't want your cheese to stick to your pan, because then that creates a whole mess. My husband swears that he likes burnt cheese, so he's weird. But I don't. So I stir it consistently so that I don't have to deal with that. Now is when I'm about to go ahead and start adding in things like the spinach, because we want to make sure that it's nice and cooked soft. The bacon, so that it does give the flavor to the sauce. And then I'm going to add in the rest of my cheese. So I'm going to show you all that right now. Okay, before I add my extra cheese, it does look like I need to add some more heavy whipping cream, so I'm going to go ahead and add another cup of that. I did just add the other half bag of Parmesan, another cup of heavy whipping cream, and about 2 good handfuls of mozzarella. And that's about all the mozzarella cheese that I'll put inside of it. We normally use it for topping. So this is what it's looking like now. So right now I am just waiting on the noodles to finish cooking. Once they finish, I will go ahead and fix the kids' plates, because they will eat before me and Cody will, because he will probably be home late like usual. So I'll fix their plates and I'll show y'all what it looks like. All right, guys, that's the finished product. It is seriously the bomb. It is a family favorite, and it is always my husband's go-to pick. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little cook with me, and I will see y'all on the next one. Have a good day. Peace out, Boy Scouts.